Yeah, we suck right now. The culture is actually like, I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from the pick sixes.
As the new NFL season officially begins with the start of free agency, there are unfortunately some things we must go over. New rules. As with most things the league has done, it's allegedly meant to improve the game, but some of them have led to more controversy than not. One of these changes that totally won't cause this is the banning of the hip drop tackle. Any infraction called by officials will now be 15 yards and an automatic first down. Another judgment call penalty and a league plagued by them. Oh, wonderful. The replay booth can now review instances of roughing the passer and intentional grounding. But knowing how well the pass interference reviews went, my hopes aren't high. What could be ironically useful are the new kickoff rules. They had to do something about them. The kickoff had been relegated to nothing but touchbacks for the most part. If you watch the XFL this past year, there'll be a slightly modified version of them. The kicker kicks off at his 35-yard line, and the kickoff special teams line up at the opposing 40. All but two players on the return team line up at the 35-yard line, not to move until the ball is received by a returner. The goal for the kicking team is to hit it in the landing zone, between the 20 and the goal line. If the ball lands or goes out of the end zone for a touchback, the ball is spotted at the 30-yard line. If it goes out of bounds, it's spotted at the 40 like it was before. Onside kicks also must be declared, thus eliminating surprise onside kicks. We'll definitely be complaining about these things in the future, but their newest gift to us comes with 2 games on Christmas. Wednesday football is back after a 4-year hiatus. The NBA is seething in the corner. An era has ended in New England. One of the franchise greats has been told to pack his bags and fuck off elsewhere. A legend gone too soon. Mac Jones. Officially ruined by ineptitude and incompetence from both himself and the team. Sentenced to life as a glorified golf caddy in Jacksonville for a 6th rounder. It also leads to the homecoming of Jacoby Brissett as a backup to the new future, who hopefully won't be destroyed by the Patricia virus like Mac. There will be new weapons in Antonio Gibson and KJ Osborne added to complement Ramondre and the fallen Juju. Hunter Henry and Kendrick Bourne are back as well. Mike Onwenu's the big coup secured for the offensive line. A key cog brought back for a big deal and possibly bigger role. Josh Uche and Fernie Jennings are back for the defense too. Same as welcoming Sione Takitaki and his alliterative name into the fold. It's going to be an actual rebuild, but they're at least trying to insulate their new QB with support. Now if it actually works, different story.
The New England Patriots select Drake May, quarterback, North Carolina.
Imagine that Justin Herbert and Josh Allen had a baby. You would end up with Drake May. A lot of people are going to be scared off because of a certain other quarterback that went to UNC. But as I learned with Herbert, it's about the process, not the program. In New England, he's got a new era to usher in. Bill Belichick would have never considered May as his man, but he doesn't have much room to talk. His Mac crashed and wasn't able to be restarted. May has consistency issues, and he has to hammer out his weaknesses, but he strikes me as very boom or bust. If he booms, Patriot insufferability will rise again. Life without the hoodie. It's a strange calm after a hurricane of destruction. All the Patriots can do is salvage what they can and pick up the pieces. A new age will begin kicking and screaming. Possibly literally if Gerard Mayo's that kind of coach. Did you like the early 90s, Patriots fans? For most of you in your mid-30s and younger, welcome to your rude awakening. No good Juju here, he was a dud of a signing and was cast off to the abyss of free agency. Matthew Judon was a touch luckier. He's a reparations payment to Atlanta for 28-3. I think. Someone had to suffer the brunt of the gods, and that's Christian Barmore. He's out indefinitely with blood clots. This year's a hard reset after ruining Mac Jones by hopefully not ruining Drake May. Jacoby Brissett's dealing with injury and he'll be thrust in. Our offense can't be any worse with Drake under center, right? We're at that point with the Patriots and not a single soul feels bad.
Oh no, you guys, New England has to deal with a shitty team.
Welcome to the rest of the NFL. The AFC is a lot like recent years. Very wide open, but seems to lack the true power that it once had. Most of it has to do with general aging and salary cap constraints, but there's a lot of intrigue and probabilities to go around. You can make an argument for many teams here to make the playoffs. And that's a good thing for us all. The AFC East particularly has a new opening. While it's available, I still feel that Buffalo squeaks by despite competition from the Jets and Dolphins. The AFC North, it's still the Baltimore Ravens. They've always been a strong regular season team. The AFC South is very interesting. Every team's got a legit shot, but I'm choosing the Texans due to their talent level. The AFC West is still the Chiefs because God hates us all. But wild cards? Damn, that's tough. I'm going with Cincinnati, the Jets, and Jacksonville. Honestly, just throw darts in a billboard and you'll have a better chance of picking them. Such is how we all like it. Preferably with endless chaos. Some things somehow end up circling back in a repetitive loop. Cincinnati's perpetual pain down the Escaloozer is apparently one of them. It's week 1 and there's optimism of Joe Burrow returning from injury. Jamar Chase is back after a lengthy holdout despite lacking an extension. This should have been a cause for celebration, but it merely turned to pain. The Cincy cycle is scoring a big touchdown, but it gets overturned. Then on the next play, throw a pass that should have been a touchdown only for the tight end to fuck the ball. Guy was barely touched, he just fucked the ball! How the hell do you do that? Was it with the same hands that muffed the punt? Every opportunity was there to regain control and they laid a dud with countless mistakes. Patriots merely played safe ball and ripped the game away from them in the night. A statement win for Gerard Mayo and a rebuild. The biggest week 1 upset since 2018. This is the kind of loss that is a team kicking themselves in January. Just saying, Bungles. It isn't Seattle football without giving their fan base a bunch of unnecessary heart attacks just for the fun of it. New England may be a rebuilding team with an incredible lack of talent, but they play hard and minimize mistakes. Dialed in under Gerard Mayo, and that's all they really need to play spoiler. The Patriots have become lantern flies, invading and swarming every nook and cranny imaginable. You're gonna have to put up a fight to win. And combined with the Seahawks' cardiac nature, it's no wonder this is tighter than DK Metcalf's chiseled body. Splash plays mixed with a defensive struggle. New England's offense lacks talent and Mike McDonald knows how to stop it. Seattle's offense, hit or miss. Mostly miss in the second half. A lot of missing, actually. The Patriots have plenty of chances to take hold. They even command the lead with a methodical drive of their own. But one more mistake-free series can clinch it. Unfortunately for Foxborough, Seattle then remembered they had a defense and sacked Brissett on a 3rd down. Their kicker's Joey Sly. They'll miss the field goal. We need more heart attacks, damn it! The Seahawks will finally unleash some semblance of offense, doing just enough to tie the game with the standard Seattle flair. Overtime. Oh, dreaded overtime. The Seahawks save their fans. They make this a bit easier, forcing a New England punt and chipping away at the withered remains of the Patriots' last stand. Gino himself commanding a final drive of the dagger to escape from hell itself.
Myers from 31 yards out. Dixon places it down. And the Seattle Seahawks go to 2-0.
You want this to be a normal football game? With the Seahawks? That doesn't exist in their rulebook. There will only be volatility eternal. Even with a good effort by New England. I feel like we just lost one of the greatest comfort foods of the meme world. No matter what chaos and uncertainty there was out there, we can always come home to watch New England's biannual teabagging of the Jets. But it didn't happen that way. This felt like revenge for years of being a punching bag pent up and exploding like a fireball on every play. The Patriots look solid for a rebuilding team for 2 weeks, but here we get what we thought they were. Aaron Rodgers in New York imitated the Boston Tea Party, but they're throwing Jacoby Brissett overboard. Get that man some Toradol and a law firm. Should sue for financial compensation with how he's getting destroyed in the pocket. Battered to only 40 yards of offense in the first half. Just a relentless beatdown by the Jets flashing their potential on both sides of the ball. You know, Brissett's had his fun. Hey Drake, how'd you like to die? The drive in garbage time is his baptism by fire. Meet the Jets defense. They'll be hanging out a bit more to come. 49ers may be on life support, but they get all but a bye week in name only. Facing the withered remnants of the Holy Patriot Empire. Their early sample size was an aberration. New England's defense is destroyed. Jacoby Brissett's being destroyed in real time. They don't have much talent, but Brock Purdy does. He will surgically stitch quality drive after quality drive with his arm and Jordan Mason pounding the rock. The Patriots had absolutely nothing. If hope was a New Englander, they'd wait for the tide to rise to wash them away. Just stop. They're already gone. Yet even for this outright stomping, San Francisco still must pay the blood toll. It's demanding Fred Warner. How much more must they take from the Niners? are already withered beyond recognition. Is the mountain curse not just for CMC? Can the guts stop anytime soon? Do I have to go over this? This wasn't football. This was on-field jinkum derived from heaps of cow dung. Perhaps we can get high off the noxious fumes instead of suffer through what these two teams depict as the sport. It more resembled the modern art interpretation of suffering. Dostoevsky himself would be in awe at such a revelation of pain. The only positive being Ramondre Stevenson's revival from the depths of being benched. New England is one of the finest Tank Bowl contestants this year. From their horrific offense to god-awful offensive line, Jacoby Brissett will be wearing a colostomy bag by week 15. Miami's isn't much better. Tyler Huntley's starting again, and he's leading a Pro Bowl caliber charge of shit. Only the field goal will be their ally as the Dolphins slowly creep into the affair. Yet New England isn't what we call good. Miami will cradle the ball Tyreek style and hold it for most of the fourth quarter. Thank you, battered Patriot defense and penalties. They'll slowly go down the field, and in the most shocking revelation, Miami scores a touchdown. In a tooless age. Crazy. Yet the on-field abortions will continue. The Patriots are rushing with fury. They get to the red zone, and worse, a touchdown is secured. Or so we think. Jalen Polk is 1 foot down, a toe in, and then the heel goes out of bounds. The Patriots lost their plot armor a while ago, so this pass is incomplete. Everyone feels so bad for them as they lose. Miami survives an atomic bomb dropping to go 2-3. I don't get it, but they did. Now may we never speak of this again. The damn fine culture in New England is truly something. Jabril Peppers is a defensive leader for the Patriots and a assaulter of skilled players alike. Apparently, he's also into a more heinous kind of assault. Arrested on Saturday night for domestic violence and drug charges. The woman alleges he choked her, threw her down the stairs, and slammed her into a wall before forcing her out of the house naked. But Jabril tells a different tale. He became angry not because of a phone call she received, but because he refused to have unprotected sex. You're not turning this man into Tyreek Hill. She was intoxicated. She fell down herself. This is merely slander meant to destroy his career. Yeah. Out of all the things that sound believable, this is the least likely. Mr. Peppers, next year prepare yourself to spin the NFL's wheel of discipline. There's an unfortunate stipulation in trying to kill Jacoby Brissett. He's union. They won't allow him to work in such conditions. This means that Drake May is being thrown in horrifically unseasoned because the Patriots like defiling them young. And his first real test is Houston. New England just built a fine coffin. Get in, Drake. This offensive line's gonna get him killed. Even if he looked decent enough in his first game, the team around him is awful. If they can't get him insulation, they'll Mac Jones him in no time at all. Despite his efforts, the Texans merely had to hold their hands out for it, and it would stop any sort of resistance. Houston went to New England and came out slaughtering every firstborn son. CJ Stroud sent them back to a puritanical standard of life. Almost 200 yards of rushing. No chance in hell for Belichick's leftovers. You think this is bad for New England? Next week it's a potential tank bowl for the ages. This is punishment for the Boston Massacre, London. The final game in London was one so ugly it could be called beans on toast. It's here where the Jags finally get revenge for the 2018 AFC Championship game. Miles Jack caught it and Jacksonville won it today. Far too late to feel joy, but if a team can't stop Tank Bigsby from running over his opponents, just keep feeding him the rock. The Patriots are as vulnerable as they were during that winter in Valley Forge. No defense and freezing to death. Destroyed every which way from across the English Channel and back. Gerard Mayo, showing no awareness as a head coach, said his team is softer than Charmin. Just don't point at who has to prepare the team for games, or if they have any talent left on the squad that's healthy. Well, at least Drake May looks promising with absolutely nothing around him. He's not Mac Jones. Yet. A true quandary. New England loses in horrific fashion yet wins the greater prize in the Tank Bowl. Jacksonville finally wins another game, but Peterson and Balky get to keep their jobs for another week. Who really lost here? There is always a yin to the yang of life. Lomets takes a reprieve, a local franchise must take its place. How nice of the New York Jets to eagerly step in to maintain balance. It's an easy opponent for a team that needs a win as bad as Woody Johnson needs a brain. New England has nothing left. We're only hoping Drake May's out with a concussion. This should have been a win before they even bothered to step foot on the field. But that's why Lol Jets is a staple in the modern NFL. A lead in the second half? Simply give up a big punt return in the third quarter, giving them perfect field position to get an easy touchdown. Clutch field goals? Not with Greg the wide left leg, you aren't. Aaron Rodgers squeezing out whatever's left of his talent is nice. It'd be even nicer if they were able to convert the two-pointer. Nothing is truly more exhilarating than a supposedly elite defense crumpling into a ball against the powerful might of Jacoby Brissett and Kayshon Boutte. He of 10 fucking catches in his NFL career. That's what drives New England to a win and hysterical laughter all the way to the locker room. The Jets fancy themselves as legitimate contenders, yet they're being teabagged by the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers handpicked a Super Bowl contender on paper, brought in all of his buddies, hastened an organizational coup, added even more of his buddies, and is all but de facto dictator. It's like the GM without the rings. Aaron's All-Stars are a shitty football team. They were better under the goddamn MILF man last year. Fucking hilarious. The comedy of the season. Rodgers doesn't have the ability to overcome it anymore. All the cancer without any of the chemo. Welcome to Locale of the Week. Aaron will blame everyone else for his inevitable descent into madness. This was truly a game of games. One that occurred on this day. I'll simply let the action on the field take center stage as the good Lord above intended. He's a fucking asshole. If he were merciful, he would have sunk this stadium into the abyss to save us from such horrible atrocities. Bane had the wrong target for his act. This is a far worse disaster than what he pulled off. Do you like bad football? Do you like unforced turnovers and fuck-ups? Do you like miserable fans? Then this is the game for you. Tied at 10 deep in the second half because neither team can do a damn thing. Both understand the rules of tank bull. I respect it. Tennessee may have forced a fumble on Drake May and scored a touchdown to take the lead, but they're in front of the home crowd. They have to pretend their foolish playoff ambitions are coming back to life. It all comes down to one final drive for New England, taking care of a weak Titans defense to get down to the annals of the red zone. But time is running short, and past attempts have come up empty. Last chance, Patriots. Godspeed.
Patting the ball. May scanning. Loads of time. He'll roll.
Nope.
He'll run. A sidestep. He's ready to throw. Nobody's open. Touchdown!
The Titans imploding. Never saw that happen before. Drake May pulled magic beads out of his ass to bring this game to overtime. Unfortunately for him, there were only a finite amount in there. Turns out the Patriots lack pieces on defense and aren't facing the Jets. Tennessee and their suspect offensive line's just gonna bully them in the trenches to eat pretty much all the clock available. The best defense is offense, and this gimme field goal gives them the lead. It's gonna be up to Drake to pull off the greatest heist in his career.
May rolling, throwing back, down the field, intercepted.
He was caught by infrared sensors and shot by turrets. Cheer up, New England. This gets you one step closer to Travis Hunter. This is a great thing. Tennessee can deal with this pesky winning. You're gonna get the real prize. It's one your organization needs badly. Remind me to never consider the Bears for anything worthy of respect ever again. I got fooled by their strong finish last year and talent infusion on offense. I should have reminded myself that this is Chicago. No matter what's done, the only thing that's constant is their ability to fuck everything up. Look at what happened against the Patriots, for fuck's sake. They didn't just beat the Bears, New England completely humiliated them. In their own home. Someone seriously thought that Shane Waldron was a good option to lead an offense? There's no way that a team like this should be so mangled. This is sub-Mac Canada levels of ineptitude. 142 yards of production? 1 for fucking 14 on third downs? Against this depleted roster? The Pats have nothing resembling a pass rush and they sacked Caleb 9 times. They only had 16 goddamn sacks before the game. New England didn't even have a red zone offense for the most part, yet it was so damn easy for them. This has to get Eberflus and company fired, right? It has to. This is pathetic. The Patriots are laughing their sides off as Chicago becomes locale of the week. Maybe they'll give more of a shit about it than DJ Moore does. And then they hire a new coach and the same cycle continues anew for 3 more years of bullshit in the Windy City. This was a surprisingly tense quarterback battle for two teams past their peak. On one side of the coin, Matthew Stafford showing the world that he still got it. Remember those injury ailments that threatened his career a few years ago? They were scaring us for a moment, but with the performances he's put on, the Rams will still be a threat to contend for January. Even if it is just as a mid-tier team. 4 touchdowns making a magic symphony through the air, and New England's secondary can only watch in awe. Annihilation of their sacred ground and defensive might on all fronts. And a 28-13 lead makes it tough to come back. Yet on the other end, Drake May is showing he could very well be something at this level. He's doing everything he can to match Stafford in this duel. And he doesn't have a Cup or Nakua to throw to. The Patriots are making mistakes, but they're still fighting. And a few defensive stops by New England, and suddenly it's a one-score game, and May has the chance to make his mark. The ability to become a hero in the NFL. This final drive will prove many things.
13. May deep downfield, nobody's looking for it. Cam Kitchens was ready for it, and that's your ball game right there.
Mostly that they need a team around Drake. At the very least, the Patriots can say they have potential under center, but the Rams were the stronger team. New England just made too many fuck-ups. LA capitalized on them to secure a much-needed win. Such is life. Nothing you can do but lick your wounds and pray things get better. It's a Patriots game where they travel through the harsh swamps of Miami. If you didn't expect a terrible outcome for New England, I don't know what to tell you. Tua hasn't lost a game against these fools, and it continued here again. They pounced on an unprepared opponent early and never allowed them to get back up. Any chance for the Patriots was lost before a snap was made. Mostly due to their offensive line. An inferno of fuck-ups. You think they missed Dante Scarnecchia or what? 10 penalties in the day is never a sign of anything good. And against Tua's might, the only thing taking place is a Dolphin revival. Proving their might by scoring 31 consecutive points as guys like Drake May can only stand there in awe. Or run for their lives. It was an utter Miami rout, a rare sight in the season. They'll have to run the table, but if they can, the playoffs are still within reach. Their end of year schedule's paper thin. Such an outcome is very possible if they want it. Then again, this is in theory. This defense is iffy enough that they could lose them a game or two on their own. New England understands the assignment. Winning a meaningless game would only hamper their efforts to secure Travis Hunter. Indianapolis has had more than their fair share of torments here over the years, but they can take a pass this time around. In reality, the Patriots, despite getting all the yardage and metrics in the world and having a lead, keep running over their legs while driving the car. Only a team that's as insanely awful as the Patriots whip on a 25-yard field goal. Only a glorious tank throws a brutal interception near the goal line. I'm so proud of them for being an abomination to football. Unfortunately, this Colts team is bad. Drake May is failing to comprehend his orders as a tank commander. Pushing down the field to score a touchdown to go up by 7. The horror. Even worse, AR throws another bad ball and an interception's made. But the Patriots' endgame is to lose. They must go 3 and out. Then the caving begins. This defense can't make a stop. In a game where New England dominated and should have won by 20, the allure of losing was just too strong. They'll let Indy slowly inch and claw their way down the field. 4th down conversions and all. No point in trying to do anything. Allow Colts fans to have their Anthony Richardson moment in the style of Kenny Pickett. Comeback drives against a garbage team. You just have to appreciate the small victories in life. Praise be the Richardson magic. Bring us home, Anthony.
To the flat. Richardson looking. Richardson end zone. It is caught.
One step closer to Travis. Just let AR unleash his man strength, bow down, and call it a day.
Going for 2 in the lead. Richardson pulls it back. Richardson bangs it in. And the Indianapolis Colts have taken the lead.
Bad teams find ways to lose games. And the Pats more than did so. As always, Indy drunkenly stumbled around and landed in the vicinity of a win. They let the Colts remain extremely delusional, which might be a punishment for both teams if we're being honest. Kicking a 68-yard field goal? I don't know what's more hilarious. The fact that Gerard Mayo thought it would work or that it was a few yards short of going through. Ponder this as you continue your quest for Tank Bowl.
Miss.
4 p.m. window offered incredible matchups, heavyweight bouts, and serious playoff implications. And Patriots-Cardinals. Big Bird of the business meeting vibes in this one. New England's more interested in tanking for incredible justice, but they'll let Drake May try to grind blood out of a stone. He won't succeed, but he tries his damnedest to. There isn't much to say here that we don't already know. The Patriots suck and are gunning for Travis Hunter. The Cardinals are simply trying in vain to stay alive for a playoff run that will never come to fruition. Not much happened before the fourth quarter, but by that point, Arizona had more than enough for a soul-crushing win. Once again, doesn't really matter since the Cards lost last week, but it's just hoping for more progression. The game fulfilled sponsor obligations. Let's move on. Is it just me, or did Buffalo look sluggish? A team as out of sorts as New England should have no business being anywhere close to what's being hyped as a Super Bowl contender. Nobody was foolish enough to believe the Patriots were winning this one. Even after being spotted a 14-point handicap to start, it was a matter of time until the Bills circle the wagons and start shooting like it's the Boston Massacre. And it never really happened like that. Josh Allen was just off today. He wasn't his usual self. And it did turn out that he picked up an injury to his throwing hand, so it's a touch concerning moving forward. James Cook had to pick up the slack, and he literally carried this team to the win. New England does have some positives, mainly the guy behind center that needs any kind of help imaginable, but this shouldn't have been anywhere close. Maybe it's just one of those weeks. A win's a win, and I'm probably overthinking things, but I just can't shake it. Keep winning, and we'll just call it a speed bump. Let's move on. Late-stage football is the epitome of waste to everyone involved. From the personnel overseeing it, to the production crew slaving for hours, to the fans near blackout drunk from tailgating. The previous two groups are envious of them. They'll barely remember this blowout the next day. To be fair, we all will. Most of the football world was watching college bowl games. Did you see the Pop-Tarts Bowl? That shit is hilarious and awesome. Innovation at its finest with a gimmick you'll remember for a while. Dude, the trophy doubles as a fucking toaster. I just want to dig into that Pop-Tart even if the eye stares into my soul. Yes, I am talking about a different thing entirely. That's how little this mattered. The Chargers were Reagan and the Patriots were Monday. Landslide. Liquid LA gets a chance at revenge in the playoffs. For our important matchups, we begin with what I'm truly excited about. A generational competition concluding with only one champion. Tank Bowl! The rules are simple. Lose and secure a delicious bounty. New England gets first claim. If they somehow win, it goes to Tennessee. Then Cleveland, then the Giants if it gets to that point. You know the rules, New England. Lose. Do everything in your power to fail. Buffalo's playing their backups for this game after one play of Josh Allen, so the challenge will be even greater. And this is Gerard Mayo's chance to solidify his reputation as tank commander. Drake May's gotten the shit kicked out of him a little too much this year. That and he's too good, so in comes Joe Milton in his NFL debut. He was brought in for the suck, and he responds by turning into 2010 Michael Vick, slinging footballs and dazzling with his feet in a showcase for more playing time in the future. Perfect. Of course, the Bills have nothing to play for, but they're just letting Milton shake, rattle, and roll his way to a career day. Figures. The moment the Patriots can build another dynasty on the opposite end, it crumbles in front of them by means of quality play. Why, New England? You had a chance to get a nice haul from a QB-hungry team for the first overall pick. You might have lost Travis Hunter. Don't destroy your glorious tank before the finish line. Patriots, no! No! Rebuilds. What a fun thing to endure. Patriots fans haven't had to deal with one of these in decades. It's obvious that the organization's trying to figure it out too. They pretty much have nothing. One of the worst collections of skill position personnel in the league. Quite possibly the worst offensive line in a damn age. As they cry out for Scarnecchia, the entirety of the defense is taken down by waves of injury or suspension. I'm dead serious, all they have are Christian Gonzalez and Drake May. Hey, Drake looks like he has some promise. I'll get him some fucking help. If he keeps taking hits like he did in 2024, he might not survive. The year just felt clueless. Gerard Mayo was supposed to be the hand-picked successor to Belichick. All they got was a guy so raw and unprepared he gave everyone in the organization food poisoning. Of course he got fired. The dude sucked. Robert Kraft feels regret and remorse. For about 5 minutes. Mike Vrabel's coming home and whipping his balls out on the table. Josh McDaniels is back for the third time. Who the hell needs a tank bull when the boys club reigns supreme? If they actually get 8 from A is to be determined.